Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, babies in their diapers, welcome to the Tiberius Show with your host, Tiberius Boy.
That's me, Tiberius. Today, we're going to talk about some very awesome stuff. We have a video game about Pokemon to talk about, and we have a book about a data set, and we have a totally awesome guest. Today we have the one, the only, the amazing Paul Shoquist.
Thank you, Tiberius.
Paul is the owner of Sawtech Countertops, which is made out of granite. He also worked as a stockbroker.
Well, thanks for having me. I appreciate it, and happy to be here.
Well, you're welcome. And today, we're going to start off with a video game of the week, and this is going to be a battle.
And now it's time for the video game of the week.
Today's video game is Distortion. This game was made by Distortion is Back. Because it is on Roblox, you are able to play it on PC, Mac, Xbox, and even your cell phone. And it is free. This is the only game made by Distortion is Back, but it is amazing. It's a Pokemon game, and it is the version Pokemon Platinum. So first off, I get into the game, and an intro pops up, and if you want to skip the intro, you can go ahead and go to the bottom and press skip. So then, you press make a new trainer. Then you wake up, and then you throw your alarm clock out of the window and hit on a cat. Now, when you walk out of your house, you meet your friend Jake. You go to your parents that are at the digging site. Then you are told to go to the Pokemon Research Lab. There, you get your first Pokemon. Then you battle your friend Jake. Then you can go to Route 1, and in the route, you can get some Pokemon and earn money by fighting traders. So when you run out of Pokeballs, you can go to a Pokemon Center and go below the PC and buy Pokeballs with money. And you can revive your Pokemon there as well. As I was going through the game, I asked my dad to play. We are very competitive. Then we found this thing called restarting. And if you want to restart the game, you can. Oh, now me and my dad are at a race to see who can ever get to the first gym leader and beat him. I got there first, and on my second try, I beat the gym leader. Paul, did you play Pokemon as a kid?
I did, but I wasn't any good at it. Everybody beat me. You'd agree me.
Well, I give Distortion 12 out of 10 stars because you can enjoy battling gym leaders and acquiring more Pokemon. It was so exciting to watch, to play, and watch everyone jump up and scream when one of us beat the game.
12 out of 10 is a pretty good rating. You must have liked it.
Over 40 years, Lighthouse Central Florida has provided education, independent life skills, and job training to thousands of Central Floridians who live with blindness or any degree of vision loss. Whether it's picking out clothes in the morning or just moving around your community and serving Orange, Seminole, and Osceola counties, contact Lighthouse Central Florida at 407-898-2483 or visit them online at lighthousecfl.org.
The Tiberius Show would like to thank one of their dedicated sponsors, Custom Designs Orlando. These guys are on Mills Avenue and do all sorts of stuff, ranging from photo ID badges, engraved signs, custom braille ADA signs, vinyl lettering to trophies and awards. The cool part about Custom Designs is they can ship products all over the United States. You can reach them at 407-898-0373 and tell them that
Tiberius
sent you.
Now it's time for the book of the week, the data set out of remote control. This book is written by Ada Hopper. This is a great series about 4 friends that get into danger, action, trouble, and adventure with science. Let me read you the back of the book. In fact, Paul, would you like to do the honors?
Well, I would be happy to. Let me just put my glasses on here. A glitch in time. Dr. Bunsen has built a TV remote that the dataset used to fast forward and rewind through real time. But things spin into chaos when they accidentally change the channel. Now the kids must escape train-robbing cowboys and evil space aliens to get back to their own reality show. Can the dataset reset time before the universe is broken forever?
Well, I don't know if they can, but this is an AR book and is worth 1 full point. It is rated for 3rd grade in 6 months. It is a great book for kids that love science and getting into trouble, like me. So we are left off from the 6th book where our friends got zapped back to normal size. So now they are walking to Dr. Bunson's place. And then they see a remote and presses a button, and then they go back in time to where they were walking on the sidewalk to Dr. Bunson's house. So they see other buttons and decided to try them. And oops, they went forward in time for pushing another button. Now they are with their invention at the science fair in forward time. Then they decided to try and play with the remote by changing the channel on a TV stand, and they appear in the TV show in the Old West. Uh-oh. Where are we? And then it was silent, and then came on, and then boom! Run! Oh, it is happening! Well, they're gonna have to read the book to find out what happens.
What a cliffhanger.
Well, I give the data set out of remote control 10 out of 10 stars because it was funny when the whole data set went to the cowboy realm. See Tiberius Law.com.
You can call him at 407-801-2667.
Wait, you are not Chuck.
My dad can help when people get hurt. He loves to help people.
If you are ever injured at work or in a car accident, you should call my friend Chuck.
You can call him at 407-801-2667.
That website again is cwsmithlaw.com.
Offices, Orlando.
Does it actually have that much W's?
Mid-State Fire has been providing top-quality fire equipment services for 3 generations to the Central Florida area. Don't wait for an emergency to repair. Call Mid-State Fire today at 407-246-8855. Get your fire extinguishers and emergency lighting for both your home and businesses by visiting www.midstatefire.com. That number again is 407-246-8855. Now time for our interview of an interesting person. Today's guest is going to be so much fun. Today we have the one, the only, the amazing Paul Shoquist. Paul's the owner of Sawtech Countertops, which is made out of granite. He also worked as a stockbroker.
Well, thanks for having me, Tiberius. You got a great setup here, by the way.
Thank you. So first off, how are you enjoying being on the show?
You're keeping me entertained. Moment by moment.
Okay, so I have to ask. You have listed in your bio 2 jobs of the owner of Sawtech Countertops and a stockbroker. Which is more fun?
Gee, they're both fun, but for different reasons. I think the countertops are fun because you get to make stuff with your hands, and I like that.
Perhaps.
Yep, it's a guy thing.
Okay, well, I know stocks is about earning money, so I will start with that one.
Okay.
What's the best part about being a stockbroker?
Well, it's the people. I mean, you really get to meet some great people in the business, and your clients, they become your friends, And then, as you sit down with them in their homes and you learn about their financial goals and you help them achieve their financial goals, over time you kind of get to watch the family grow. So you get to watch their kids grow up, and you really feel like you're a part of them achieving their goals. So it's the people.
Mm-hmm. Well, how did you get started? And did you just walk up to Wall Street and start buying stocks?
Well, most everything is done online these days, which is kind of like a virtual Wall Street. I got started because I came down to Florida to get my MBA at Rollins College right here in Winter Park. Mm-hmm. And in between your first and second year in business school, you do an internship. And I did an internship with an independent financial advisor in Maitland, and he just really kind of opened my eyes up to the possibility of being a financial advisor, and he helped sponsor me for my Series 7 license, which is the license you need to become a stockbroker. And he really taught me everything I know, and he was a good mentor for me. So when you have a mentor in your life, it can kind of shape and influence the direction you take. And he was a good mentor.
Well, what is the best part about being a stockbroker?
Well, you get to help people achieve their goals, and that's rewarding. So, yeah.
Well, what is the coolest part about being a stockbroker?
You get to make money.
Well, do you need a lot of training to become a stockbroker?
You do have to study for the Series 7 license, which is a big test. The study materials are about 5 inches thick. And then if you pass that, then you get hooked up with a large brokerage firm, and then they'll kind of guide you along the way. So
Wow.
they'll train you.
But what is the hardest part about being a stockbroker?
The hardest part is probably managing customers' expectations. Because, when you invest money in the stock market, you like it always only to ever go up. But that's not what the stock market does. It goes up and down and up and down. And if you make the right choices, you'd like to think that over the long run, you'll make more money than you lose. So managing customers' expectations so that they don't...
Yeah. I think I can tell because there's this app called Cash App. I think you should know of it. And it's just going up and down, and up and down, and up and down.
Right. So I tell my clients, if your investments are keeping you up at night, then they're probably not the right ones for you.
Okay, so now I want to get back to the stocks in a minute. But also, you have this other job. Can you tell me a little bit about Sawtech Countertops?
Sure. So it's a manufacturing company that does construction manufacturing. They make countertops for kitchens and baths, and they make those countertops out of granite, quartz, and marble, which are all natural stones right out of the earth. And we cut them to size, shape them, polish them, and put them on your cabinets in your kitchen and your bathrooms.
Wow. Well, did you start this company all by yourself?
I had a couple of partners that I started it with, and we kind of built it up together.
Well, what got you interested in countertops?
I was doing my financial planning practice, and I had that business first. And I was approached by a builder, and he basically said that he was having a hard time controlling the quality of countertops in his own home. And he asked if I would come at it from a finance perspective, and he'll come at it from a construction perspective, and we'll kind of meet in the middle and start a countertop company. So that's what we did.
Okay. So you make them out of granite. So how do you make granite?
Okay. So we don't actually make the granite. The granite is made in the earth. It's in mountains all over the world. Almost every country in the world has granite quarries, large mountains where you can get granite out of. It's kind of like Fred Flintstone without the dinosaur. They literally go into the earth, pull up huge boulders of granite. And they take those boulders and they cut them into 3 centimeter thick sections, 1.25 inch thick sections. They polish one side of them, and then they ship them to us. So we actually, what we get to make your countertops out of are actually slabs that are about 10 feet long by about 5 or 6 feet high, and they're 1.25 inch thick, and then we'll cut those slabs to size to fit your cabinets. That's
Wow. Well, is it easy to find?
well, for the people that find them in the earth, that's pretty impressive. That's pretty hard to do. But when it comes to us, it's already in slab format, and there are places nearby in Orlando where you can go to look at lots of slabs of granite to choose and select from.
Wow. Well, does this take lots of training to be able to do?
It is skilled labor. Yeah, it is skilled. The slabs are expensive. They're not cheap. And if you make a mistake, you can't put them back together again with glue and tape. So once you make a mistake, it's generally pretty permanent. And so you want to make sure that you measure twice and cut once.
Well, I'll tell you one thing that I'm allergic to. Manual labor.
Then you'll want to be a financial advisor then. Wait, isn't bowling manual labor? You like bowling.
It's kind of a hobby. But it's not really labor.
It's the fun kind of manual labor. It's fun kind of hobby, yeah.
Well, why is countertops really fun?
Oh, I take a lot of pride in it. When you install a kitchen in somebody's home, and that's going to be permanent. That's going to be around long after I'm gone. So it's neat. It's kind of neat to drive around town and go, yep, we did that, and yep, we did that place, and
because you know that your hands have been on it.
Yep.
So I heard that you travel all over the world. Where was the coolest place that you visited?
Oh, golly. I'm not sure I could. A lot of cool places. We went to the Olympics in Beijing. That was a lot of fun. In fact, is that the one that Jason Belmonte was at? Was the Olympics in China? Is that the one that he won 2 golds in? I think so.
I just remember him only being at my bowling alley that I go to.
Yeah. But he won 2 gold medals, I'm pretty sure. and I think it was in China. So I was at that Olympics, but I didn't watch the bowling events. But that was pretty cool to go to the Olympics.
Yeah, bowling is a pretty good sport for me.
Mm-hmm.
Where do you go back and visit the most?
Probably China. My wife is Chinese, so we go to China about every other year. Yeah, to see her family.
Does she speak Chinese?
She does. She's fluent, and my daughter also.
Nice. Well, if you had to leave the U.S. and live in one of the other places that you had to visited, where would you live?
It would be Shanghai, China. I have a place there. Mm-hmm.
Wow. Well, what is the hardest part about being in the granite business?
It's the same thing as the hardest part of being in the finance business is managing client expectations.
Yeah.
Most customers have never remodeled their kitchen before, so they really don't know what to expect. And I actually had one lady ask me one time, she said, "Do I need to take the stuff out of my drawers?" And I said, "Ma'am, we are going to come, remove your old countertops, exposing everything underneath your old countertop, and we're going to put on a new countertop. So only take the stuff out of your drawers that you don't want to get dusty." So, but managing client expectations, because you have to tell them, they don't know otherwise.
Yeah, you got to tell them. Well, what's the craziest thing that has happened while you were doing your passion? Either granite or stocks?
Oh, probably stocks. There was a couple years there where in the late 90s, and there's been some since then, but I remember especially in the late 90s, I'm not even sure you were born then, where the stock market just went up like 50, 60% a year for a couple of years. And I had some clients that had like doubled their money in that amount of time frame. So if you can double your money in the space of 2 or 3 years, that's pretty good. You don't expect that. You don't usually expect that. But that was exciting.
Yeah.
Exciting time.
Well, who helped motivate or inspire you the most in following your dreams?
Well, it definitely helps to have a mentor in your life, someone that guides you along your path, kind of trains you, does the one that does the training. Also, I'll say my dad was a big mentor for me. He helped me and guided me on the right path, so I didn't make any too stupid mistakes. Mm-hmm. I made a few, but not too.
Mm-hmm. Well, what advice would you give my listeners if they wanted to grow up and be a stockbroker?
Well, I would say that it helps to get your license, so you need to find a firm that'll sponsor you for your license, and a lot of big firms will do that. Charles Schwab, TD Ameritrade, Emeritus Enterprise. So find a firm that'll sponsor you for your stockbroker license. That's what I would do.
Okay. So if I wanted to learn about stocks, but not do all of those years in school, where's the best place for me to do research?
Well, there's a couple of online brokerage firms, such as TD Ameritrade, for example, that have really great online research. So you can open up an account with them, and in fact, even at your age, you can open up an account with them, and you can find all the research you need to buy stocks online now.
Wow.
Yeah.
So my dad uses Cash App to buy stocks. Should I do that on my phone, or should I do something like E-Trade, like my grandpa?
I would probably recommend, well, you can do either, okay? But I would probably recommend either like E-Trade or TD Ameritrade, and that way you can actually establish an account with like TD Ameritrade, and then you can invest in that account, yeah.
Mm-hmm. So now you have a stock tips that you want to share with my listeners. So I heard GameStop is going crazy.
Yeah, it is. It kind of stalled a little bit, though. It was GameStop and a few others. That stock price went from like $10 a share to like $400 a share in the space of less than a week. Yeah, that's crazy.
Well, can a kid buy stocks on his own, and how can he get stock?
Yeah, you can. You have to be 18 to buy stocks, and so the way a kid would buy stocks is they would have their parents set up a custodial account, and so you could set up a custodial Roth IRA if you have earned income, which you do from this show, or you could set up an UGMA account. An UGMA account stands for Uniform Gift to Minors Act account, and that's an account that minors. The account will be in your name, and it'll be your money. But your dad or mom will act as the custodian of that account until you turn 18, in which case you'll take over control of the account. So, like, I'll give you a stock for kids. I don't know if you like McDonald's or not.
Oh, I love McDonald's.
Okay, well, that's a great stock for kids to own. It's around $200 a share now, but it's probably going to get up to $250 a share in the next year or so. So, and you know what? McDonald's stock symbols are usually like either 1, 2, 3, or 4 letters. And it's something that's familiar to the stock. So, like, Disney's stock symbol is DIS. The first 3 letters of Disney.
Yeah.
What do you think McDonald's stock symbol is?
McD.
MCD. You got it. Exactly. So if you're looking for a stock to own that's good for a kid, I would say either DIS Disney or MCD McDonald's.
Do you know what TES is?
TES. I don't know.
Tesla.
Ah, very good.
And I've known.
Actually,
that
that's a good
Tesla-
stock to own. I should know that.
Tesla has gone up a lot in cash.
Yeah, that's a good stock to own.
It's a good stock to own. Because when it's like goes high, you buy it and then you sell it straight away.
Tesla has made more money than every other car company combined.
Yes.
Yeah.
So when should you start learning and investing in stocks?
As soon as you have money to invest. A lot of the money that you make, you spend right away.
Yeah.
But some of the money that you make, you want to set aside for the future. Because someday you're going to retire.
Because that's what I'm doing with my Christmas money.
Very good.
What I got.
So you set that in a special account, maybe a TD Ameritrade account. If you have earned income, then you can put it into a Roth IRA account. At your age, a Roth is the best IRA. And that's where you put it and invest it in there.
Ah. Well, if you could get thousands of kids' attention right now, what would you tell them to do when it comes to stocks?
Buy and hold.
Buy and hold.
Yeah, because in the long run, it's going to be worth a lot of money.
Makes sense. So you went to school with my dad. Anything juicy you want to tell me?
I did. You want a story of your dad from high school, huh? Well, we were both kind of the smart, nerdy kids, which is cool to be a nerd now. And it was one day we were in the gym. I'll tell you this story. I'm not sure you've heard this story. There's one day we were in the gym, and we decided we'd have a little competition as to who could jump over the most, those little metal folding chairs?
Oh.
Yeah. So we put a metal folding chair down, and then we'd run and we'd jump over it. And then we both were able to do that. And so then we said, okay, well, let's put 2 chairs in a row then. So we put 2 metal folding chairs in a row, and we both ran and jumped over that. We got up to like 5 or 6 chairs, and your dad, he ran and he cleared all 6 chairs, jumped over all 6 chairs in a row. Don't try that at home. And so then it was my turn. And I went and I ran and I jumped, and my toe caught the top of the first chair. And I went sprawling out all over the gym. 6 metal folding chairs went clang, clang, clang all over the floor of the gym. And of course, all the kids that were in the gym, they kind of scatter, right? They all go back up. And I'm hobbling over to the bleachers to sit down. And just about that time, the principal's wife walks out and was like, "What's going on in here?" And Joe and I, your dad and I, are sitting there like, "Nothing. I have no idea how those metal folding chairs got sprawled all over the floor of the gym." So, yeah, that's a story from your dad from school.
Well, do you have
Enjoyed
a website or Facebook for my listeners know what to follow you?
Yeah, our granite countertop company has a website, sawtechstonetops.com. If you're looking for granite countertops, go there.
Okay. Well, what's one question that you think I forgot to ask you?
I think you covered it all. I don't think you missed a thing.
Okay. Well, thank you, Paul, for being my special guest. Can you stick around for Math Corners?
Love it.
The Tiberius Show would like to thank Boggy Creek Airboat Adventures for being one of our sponsors. I got to go on an airboat and saw a real gator. I even got to go to the gem mine and mine for some gems. We ate a steak dinner at the restaurant and even got some gator bites. If you want to have a blast with the entire family, I suggest you go to www.bcairboats.com right now. Get your tickets today. The website again is bcairboats.com. Oak Ridge Gun Range is a family-oriented shooting range that has been in business for over 30 years. They specialize in basic firearm training and offer numerous services such as consignments, gun trades, gunsmithing, and concealed weapon classes. I even got my training for gun safety at Oak Ridge Gun Range, great customer service, and firearm safety is what they do best. So find out more at oakridgegunrange.com.
Tiberius' favorite subject, it's Math Corners!
Well, thank you, Paul, for helping me with Math Corners. Today, we're going to talk about factor trees. So, we have been doing factor trees in school, and they are pretty cool. So, first off, we have to define a factor tree. It is a diagram that shows all the prime numbers of a natural number greater than 1. You start off with a natural number. If it is prime, there's no reason to make a factor tree. But we are going to assume it's not prime. So let's take the number 30. There are a number of ways to reduce to prime numbers. So you can do 5 times 6, because 5 is prime, and then you do the 6 to 2 times 3, and then you have the factors 2, 3, and 5. There are other ways you can do it too. Well, you can do 2 times 15, and then reduce the 15 to 3 and 5. And yes, there's more. You can do the 3 times 10, and then reduce the 10 to 2 times 5. No matter which way you do it, it will still get the final numbers. 2, 3, and 5. Well, this is a great way to find the prime numbers quickly. I am trying to do 82. 82 is even, so I did 2 times 41, and then found out that 41 was a prime number. That was pretty cool. Paul, do you not know all about factor trees?
I do now.
Well, how do you use math in your work?
Well, when you're picking stocks, you always want to have a target number that you sell at. So we use math to evaluate where you think a stock price is going to go. That's how we use it, for sure.
Okay. Well, thank you so much, Paul, for your help with Math Corners.
You're welcome.
Well, now it's time for the Heart of a Lion. As you know, we talk about the qualities of living by the heart of a lion, which stands for leadership, integrity, obedience, and nobility. Well, this week, we're going to talk about obedience. For me, I think obedience is being fully committed to doing what is pleasing to God, while the qualities of obedience are compliance with a good attitude and respect for the laws. You know when someone is obedient when they follow instructions willingly and thoroughly, and with a smile on their face. Well, this week, I wanted to play most of the week after school, but my dad wanted me to do my homework first. He also wants me to write the scripts for the next show, too. So each day I would tackle one of the homework assignments and then do a game review or other script. So then I also practice over my scripts so I can do a good show. Most importantly, I did it with a smile on my face. Yes, at first I did it with a fake smile because I wanted to play first, but then later when it was all done, I was now free to play around and do whatever I wanted. Well, I smiled during the next project as well. And I even got to go on the roof. Well, Paul, did you see or use obedience at all this week?
Absolutely. I mean, even when you're an adult, you still have to obey the laws. The laws the state set up, and then also you have to, when you're in business, you have to obey the laws the business is set up with. So. Well,
of all of the Heart of the Lion virtues, which is your favorite?
Golly, I like them all, but I'll probably say integrity, because you should always say what you mean what you say, and do what you say you're going to do.
Okay, well, we should always try and be lion strong in everything we do. Shouldn't we, Paul?
Amen to that, brother.
And now that's our show, folks. I'm going to thank the one, the only, the amazing Paul Shoquist for being on my show. It has been so much fun talking with you today, and I hope in the future we can learn more about stocks and even make a segment on my show.
Oh, I'd be happy to come back anytime and talk about stocks with you, Tiberius. Enjoyed it thoroughly. You're a great host.
Be sure to listen to us next week on the Tiberius Show with your host, Tiberius Boy.
The Tiberius Show is not filmed in front of a live studio audience. Executive producer, Joseph Boy. Public relations, Giselle Elizabeth. Green Room Manager, Danny Boy, and your program host, Tiberius Boy. The Tiberius Show is copyright 2018.